Hi there, and thanks for making it into inputting buyer leads into CRM and tagging them properly in Module 2. So, as a real estate virtual assistant, you've pulled the lead from sources like Facebook, IDX sites, open houses in the previous training, and now we're on to the next step, which it is vital to keep the real estate agent's pipeline organized and running efficiently. So these next steps, as the previous, is just as important. So by the end of this training, you'll know exactly how to enter, tag, manage new buyer leads in a CRM like Follow Up Boss, Go High Level, Sierra, Lofty, Real Geeks, whatever the case may be, whatever CRM. So they're all similar. They all have tags, stages after you put them in from your lead source. So a little context on Arizona Realty. In Arizona, agents can handle dozens, sometimes hundreds of buyer leads monthly. The average price is again 450K. So many of the buyers come from out of state and even local referrals, so all over the place. If leads aren't entered and tagged properly, they get lost, forgotten, and misprioritized. And that can look very unprofessional. That could mean missed opportunities and missed commissions to get paid. So it's your role here as a VA to ensure every lead, every single buyer and seller gets organized correctly. Every opportunity is an opportunity. Every lead is an opportunity. We have to treat every lead as $1 million because eventually they will buy or sell. Some of the greats say all you need is 150 leads in your database. So your agent can focus on calling, showing homes, and closing more deals. So again, if you work really accordingly with just 150 leads in your database, they say 1 in 31 people are buying and selling in America at any given time. So with 200 plus leads, you should kill it. So what you'll need is access to the CRM, like Follow Up Boss, Go High Level, etc. So access to the CRM, buyer lead list from Google Sheets, CSV file, proper tag name, so provided by the agent or team, so proper tagging, naming convention. So again, depending on what the team wants you to do, otherwise we can provide a brief overview here and agent notes. So timeline, budget, area, their timeline is how serious they are, etc. So all vital notes. The reason we put these notes are for very important reasons. So make sure to do as you directed, please. So step by step, a quick overview is importing the leads into the CRM. And again, we say reference buyer because we're in the buyer module, but it's very similar on the seller side. So you log into the CRM using provided login info, navigate to the people or contacts tab. You always want to work from who you think is most hot priority, so hot to active. Again, we'll do more training on that. Step 2 is adding new contact. So you could either add contact manually or import. So manually, you want to make sure to go through all those notes and import all the data accordingly. Everything from first, last, name, email, phone, source, whether it's Facebook, IDX, Google Form, any notes, any and every. The more notes, the better. When you talk to them, what time, their energy, if you can get that specific, the more the merrier. So step 3 is tag the lead. So use the tag segmented by the lead. So depending on where it came from, again, put as many notes as possible. Lead source, you'll want to put that accordingly. Maybe you called and opened them, so you maybe want to add you as a lead source. Timeline, budget, area of intent or interest that they want to move to. Pro tips, tags should be short, specific, and consistent. So here's some examples. FB buyer, Facebook buyer, 400K budget, surprise, hot lead. Assign to agent if required. Again, some agents will have you do it differently. Some CRMs allow you to assign leads to a specific agent or team. Always assign per your agent instructions. Step 5, add to a smart campaign or drip email. That's huge if your client has drip campaigns or automations. So again, make sure to use those accordingly. Why tagging matters. When leads are tagged correctly, agents can easily filter and prioritize. It also ensures your CRM campaigns, text, emails go to the right people, and tags keep follow-ups timely and avoid duplicate contacts. Common mistakes to avoid: leaving out tags or using the wrong ones, copy and pasting emails, typos, or extra spaces, adding leads as new when they already exist in the CRM, not marking important fields and missing timelines and areas and not setting correct reminders. So make sure you're following every step accordingly. What I like to do is having a sheet, which we'll go over shortly. So wrap up to the next step is once your buyer leads are inside the CRM and tagged properly, your job is halfway done. The agent now has a clean, organized list of buyers to work with. So your work here supports the follow-up campaigns, text outreach, and even appointment booking potential. So which, well, we'll cover in the next training video. So remember, this isn't just data entry. We're here helping build a predictable, profitable sales system for top producing agents. So thank you for watching lesson 2. Up next, we'll show you how to reach out to those buyers and start meaningful conversations. And, before we actually end here, let's go ahead and cover a few more things. Go ahead and jump right over to a cheat sheet I've provided. So you can see every client might use different identifying tags. We have US client for some of our old CRMs, but some might just have like a hand raiser, smart list tab, which are leads who engage to maybe opening emails, website visits, inquiries on certain properties, ad responders, re-engaging in your website. Those are the hot leads, typically the ones, again, potentially raising their hands depending on the activity in your CRM. You can get that automated, something hopefully your client has. If not, maybe have them reach out to us about asking questions on it. Next would be new leads. So any newly registered lead, uncontacted. So you haven't talked to them yet. They're just new leads. Those are the first leads you would call on the day, on your starting your day, because you want to reach out to them ASAP. Let's say you call them and they don't answer, you'd move them to qualify, so contacted but needs nurturing. And let's say they even do answer, then and you still need to keep nurturing them. You could leave them under qualify. Now, let's say if they're super hot lead and they're ready, then you would want to move them to maybe active, appointment booked. Let's say you get an agreement signed, you'd move them to prime. Let's say they're not interested, you can move them to archive. If they're rude, you can move them to junk. And this is a real quick overview on, I like to leave both of these open. And again, this could vary based on your client's tags. We'll do more trainings on and provide more trainings for you to reference and to bring up to your client if they don't have a good tagging system. Definitely make sure to reach out on our coaching calls and inquire about that on both your end and ours, because tags are huge and vital. But what I like to have is the tags open, stages open. Potentially, we mimic tags and stages, so it's easy to remember. But again, you would update the lead. Whenever making a call, you would follow this 5-step process. And the main ones are updating the lead stage, the call notes after you call them. Even if it's a voicemail, you'd put, maybe VM or voicemail / your initials. So that way you can tally up how many missed calls there are. And then next would be the next call task. So set some type of task when to follow up, maybe even, depending, it could be if it's a new lead, maybe the next day, a week, if it's a cooler lead, so on and so forth. Make sure to update the tags. So again, it could be hot, appointment set, nurture, wrong number, do not call, just depending on your client and how they tag. And then email or text follow-up if needed. So you could also leave a text or email if that lead didn't answer and you have their data and it's been a while. So after that, it's on to the next. And again, thank you for following our training. We'll see you in the next module.